Sternfield barks out the signals. They'll sweep far side. That's Melanson. Slips a tackle. Another. Down the sideline he goes. Puts on the afterburners and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 25.
Hard running right that time by that running back. I mean, look.
Chase the ball because your eyes sometimes can fool you.
On the stop for the Mustang.
And this is where they want to be. 2nd down and 6. That's right up the game plan's alley. High formation.
Fumble.
Yeah, didn't get the handoff. Ball on the ground. Looks like Edie White able to get back on it. But that time a little missed handoff.
Yep, missed opportunity by Assumption right now to stall this drive. Edie White coming out on offense in those tight splits. Traditional, wing T type thing, option.
4. 4 down. They got to get kicker though.
Tajay Jones on the stop.
3rd down, another ball.
Again.
This time put his gut, bounces right up to him. He takes it for the 1st down. That's Como. And that's 2 breaks for the Cardinal to keep this drive alive.
Oh, I'm telling you, he fumbled the ball and it bounced one time and right back into his hands.
14,
How lucky are you to get that ball back?
For the Cardinals,
1st and goal.
Alfred Kennedy on the stop for the Mustang.
First drive of the night here for Mustang Stadium. Quarterback hit. 3rd
Fumble
time
again.
The ball's on the ground. The 3rd time is the
And this
charm
time they
for the
got it.
Mustangs.
Well, I'm telling you that time, Booth, that is coming from pressure up the middle of the Assumption defense. They are blowing through that gap and wreaking havoc on that exchange between the center and the quarterback.
Yeah, 3 times. Got lucky twice. 3rd time, no good. But a big stop for the Mustangs. Look, good drive for Edie White right there. Marched it all the way down the field. Predominantly on the run, outside, inside, but got to hang on to the football.
Look for Assumption to spread the ball out a lot of time to really rely on their back. Number 6 for Assumption. He's tough and runs hard. Had a good week last week.
They'll give it to him right here off tackle. Moeller takes the carry, gets 3. He White set up pretty good.
And boom, that puts us in the core physical therapy red zone.
That's the spot you want to be. You know, Edie White's looking to cash. Stearnsville's back under center. Sweep to the outside. Gravra, running room, turns it back inside, and he's finally chopped down at the 11. A lot of folks a couple yards within the line of scrimmage. Sternfeld keeps it himself. Good ball. Off tackle. It looks like he'll have enough for a first down.
Sternfeld's on a quarterback keeper off the right side.
Yeah, they're giving him the
First and goal.
Anytime you got a young quarterback, Lane, you need to get the jitters off of him. That first drive helped out, but it seemed like the fumble might have.
I guarantee you, coach had a talk with him and got to the sideline about, his offensive guards and center, but letting that penetration come in on that defense.
So both teams will head to the sideline for a hydration timeout. We'll take a sip of water ourselves. You're watching the A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram high school football game of the week.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, Taco Bell, Guaranteed Title, Shaw Bills, Sheriff Blaze Smith, GJCurbside.com, Coastline Wealth Group, Conrad Shipyard, McDonald's, Stansbury and Associates, Pelican Companies of America, Allen's Communications.
Welcome back to Assumption High School. Boogers Zaffe alongside Lane LaRive of always our head statistician, Bill McCarty, and down on the sideline, Aaron Artigo. First down and goal, Edie White. And a timeout is being called by Assumption.
Mustang.
Looked like they didn't have the number of players they needed to have on the field. I saw one of the Assumption players running to the sideline real quick, but they were looking around like somebody else was supposed to be with them.
Aaron ought to go down on the field. Aaron, a lot of balls on the turf today. Could it be humidity, a wet field, or just early game jitters?
I think it's more early game, early season. I think you said Edie White's first game, Assumption's only second game. We should have been 3 games into the season. So I think that's got a lot to do with it, and maybe just nerves. I don't think the field itself, like I said, they had that big rain this afternoon. The field is soft, but there's no standing water out there, so the ball itself shouldn't be wet. It's just they're going to have problems with the with traction.
Way through the opening quarter, Edie White has it first down and goal at the 6-yard line. I formation, Sternfeld gives it to the big fella, big number 14, Como into the end zone, touchdown.
Basic lead right in there, led by the fullback. That big tailback, look, he's bringing a load when he's coming. But right off tackle that time, Boo, and into the end zone. Nice power running by Edie White that time.
Ty Powell in for the point after. Ball on the tee. Kick is up. And the kick is good. 5:55 to go. Edie White takes advantage of a turnover. Como takes it into the end zone. It's 7-0 Cardinal.
First quarter, the Cardinals 7, the Mustangs nothing.
As always, Lane, good to be here. High school football, beautiful night. Even though the humidity's out there, the alternative is not playing at all.
Yeah, I mean, look, with all the stuff going on with the storm and everything and the COVID and everything, to be able to just be here for a night of football and a sense of normalcy is a good thing.
Yeah, originally scheduled as an Edie White home game. Made the adjustment, brought it here to Assumption. Beautiful facility, and we're glad we're here with you.
I talked to Coach Lassane, and I asked him about the change in venue. I said, Coach, I know it's supposed to be a home game for you. I said, do you think it's going to have an effect on your players? And he sternly said, are you kidding me? He said, it better not. They better be ready. So I think he has high expectations for them tonight.
Razzle-dazzle by Edie White. I guess you run that play several times, and sooner or later during the year it might
pay off. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to the Mustangs, Dontrell Thompson.
Lee puts a foot into it. Thompson has it at his own 5-yard line. A lot of white jerseys there. This could be a big stop deep into the Mustang territory, and it is. They'll have him down at the 11-yard line.
Dontrell Thompson on the return for the Mustangs.
Big time tackle right there, waiting for Edie White to hustle down the field and make a big stop and pin Assumption deep in their own territory to start off.
Yeah, in hindsight, that's a ball that easily would have went through the end zone.
Oh, yes.
But you're not thinking of that. You're thinking about making a play.
Talking about those early jitters, that's the kind of things that you have to learn right off the bat, make adjustments to.
Revere back on the field. Leading the Mustang offense. 3 receivers set. The lone back. Is Gilton.
Let's see if we see a big dose of Gilton.
He'll get it here. Off tackle. Slips the first tackle. Flag comes from all the way from the back judge.
30-yard flag.
He'll take it down to the 16-yard line. We'll wait for the call.
Stop for the Cardinals. And Matthew Melanson. There's a flag on the play.
Six-yard gain on the run, and then you'll get the penalty yards.
Face mask violation against the Cardinals. The Mustangs will start. First and 10.
I'll give him a first down.
20-yard line.
Looks like Assumption's having some trouble getting alignments and stuff right now on the field. Only 4 seconds left before the snap, and they're going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, play clock got down to 2 seconds.
Timeout.
Coach and staff not happy about it, but timeout needed to be called. That's their second timeout here in the first half. With 5:14 to go here in the first quarter. Each and every week, Lane, one of the biggest decisions we make here is the core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game.
Right. And so far, what you thinking, Moo?
Well, it's real early. A lot of people have an opportunity to get their name on a ballot, but one of the great things we've done this year is instead of that plaque that you get one time and you go put it on your wall, you're going to get a T-shirt that you can wear it, but you can't wear it no more.
That's it. That's it. Wear it to the holes.
Yep, so got a couple more quarters for people to get themselves into the position of being selected the core physical therapy player of the game. They'll spread them out. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Revere back to pass. 4-man rush. They'll flush him out. Slips a tackle. Nobody there.
Ball's on the ground.
They'll call it an incomplete pass. Lane, it's always a good thing when you can rush 4 and get to the quarterback.
Boy, I'm telling you, they had big pressure that time. I think that was linebacker number 4 for Assumption. We got a name on him. Boo.
Of the Cardinals, number 23.
Smith, but I tell you what, if they had replay in high school after looking at that replay, that thing might be overturned. Didn't look like he had it in his hand. He kind of threw an empty
Right.
ball. Second down and 10. In the pocket again. He'll take a shot outside. over the top and incomplete. Two guys fighting for the football.
Good play that time by that cornerback for E.D. White.
Have a chance to go down on the field. Aaron, what you got?
I completely agree with you on the previous play because it happened right in front of me. And like, look, to me, the quarterback's hand was going backwards. And then it came out, the ball came out, and he tried to force it forward. I thought it was a fumble. Was really surprised when I saw the referee call it an incompleted pass. But it was close.
Yeah, even on the last play where you see the defender coming through the receiver to make a play, it was a high throw. That was a bang call. Two guys trying to make a play. 3rd down and 10. Quarterback draw. Nothing there. Down he goes. And the Cardinal defense
stepping up to the plate, man. I tell you what, good pressure. That's number 29.
Colin Gravois to bring up a 4th and 10.5.
Abear on the tackle and others put some real good pressure on that offensive line of Assumption. Getting back there, they need to really protect a little bit better than that.
Good snap, end over end, punt, near side. Run down by Lee, nothing on the left side. Looking for the wall on the right side. Boy, if he could have got a couple more steps, he might still be running.
Boy, you're right. All the Assumption players were from half midfield to our side of the field, and if he had a couple of quicker steps around to the right side, he had a long way to go.
Yeah, he had the wall set up. It's a break for the Mustangs. And now they'll get a heavy dose of that Cardinal run game.
From the 47-yard line.
Diedrich stands behind Sternfels. 4:07 to go here, first quarter. Sweep to the outside. That's Bloom. He has the first down and more. Got a good block on the outside. Takes a hard hit. Damage already done. Just like that, the Cardinal inside the 35.
Big pickup on the play. E.D. White showing speed to be able to get on the outside corner on going left and to the right. So things are clicking for the Cardinals right now, but
gain of 19, first down and 10. E.D. White back to the line of scrimmage. They'll look to the sideline for the play. Look, that's going to start to wear down this defense. Sideline to sideline, they have them chasing. Playing on their heels. They'll come near side, nothing there.
He kept it that time, and Boo, that looks like the humidity is already having an effect on this Assumption defense. They've been out on the field a lot, and we already see some players out there with their hands on their hips, and they might be getting winded early.
Only good thing is with this heavy run game, that clock moves, so it's a fast-moving first quarter here from Assumption. So they'll spread two out, yet to throw the football. Everything's been on the ground. Back to pass, no time. Down he goes.
Big play right there. That's number 44 for Assumption. Coming right up the middle, and quarterback had no chance. When he turned around, he was right in his face from the get-go.
Yep, a little busted assignment at the line of scrimmage.
Assumption really needed that to put E.D. White in his third and very long situation. 3rd and 21.
Yeah, this isn't the comfort zone for E.D. White. Not the type of offense that can strike for 31. 3-step drops. He'll take a shot deep in the corner. Has a receiver. He makes a diving effort, incomplete. Had a step. Would have took a perfect throw. It'll go incomplete. It'll be 4th down. E.D. White will have to punt it away.
Actually, when he first threw that ball, I thought it was going to be way overthrown. It ended up being a little bit closer than I thought it was. He just missed the outstretched hands of his receiver that time. Big stop for Assumption.
Dontrell Thompson on the coverage.
He shanked it hard. Assumption's going to have great field position to start this one off. They, you know, starting to flip that field a little bit. They needed that because they were getting themselves in a hole.
Yeah, third drive of the night coming up for the Mustangs. Only 11 yards in the exchange here.
Mustangs will play first and 10.
2:18 to go, first quarter action
From their own 34-yard
from
line.
Assumption. Good crowd turned out here tonight. Lots more watching on our YouTube channel, so we're glad you joined us. Two-story programs going head-to-head tonight. Edie White's first game of the year. No jamboree, no first week. Of course, Assumption was able to play last week, so kind of helped them out a little bit. First down and 10, running room up the middle.
That should be Gilton again. Running hard, that's what they like to do. They'll even run that out of a spread.
Mustang running back. Tackled by Ethan Lee. Bring up a second.
Yeah, Gilton's at his best when the first defender he sees is a secondary member. So you're already 5-7 yards past the line of scrimmage to first contact. They'll go right back to him, off tackle left side. Hit at the line of scrimmage, lunges forward, very close to a first down.
On the left side.
Could be, they're going to give it to him. Just enough, and that'll move the chains.
And on the stop that time is Braxton Como. You know, Coach Lassane told me today that that's his big player that's really going to step up at that linebacker position. That he moved him from another position this year because he knew he needed to rely on him to be the big boy right in the middle, and he did a good job that time coming up and making the stop.
Quarterback of the defense. Gilton stands behind Revere, takes the carry here, stutter steps. Boy, that time a lot of white jerseys around.
That play took a little bit more time to develop right there. It looked like it was almost a miss handoff. Looked like Gilton almost wanted to go to his left instead of to the right, and so it slowed that play a little bit down and allowed Edie White to make that stop. No gains.
I think on Edie White's defensive front, they go more speed than size, but they're causing a lot of havoc at the line of scrimmage. Back to Gilton, same results. Stand him up at the line of scrimmage, get some help, and bring him down.
Stuffed him, and it looked like they were anticipating Gilton to get that ball. They were ready for him, and big stop right there. Puts them in a third and long situation.
Braxton Como on the stop of the Cardinals.
Play clock running out here in the first quarter. Edie White jumps on top, 7-0. This is the Friday night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. We'll be back with more high school football right after this.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, Taco Bell, Guaranteed Title, Shaw Bills, Sheriff Blaze Smith, GJCurbside.com, Coastline Wealth Group, Conrad Shipyard, McDonald's, Stansbury and Associates, Pelican Companies of America, Allen's Communications.
And welcome back to Assumption High School. Big clash between two-story programs, Edie White and the Mustangs of Assumption. Booker Saffy alongside Lane LaRive. And Aaron ought to go down on the field. Edie White took advantage of an early turnover, turned that into points.
Got a flag on the play already.
Yeah, got a defender to jump, then the offense jumped, so I guess it'll be a referee's call here on Did he think the defender drew the offensive player to move? Yep.
Offsides on the defense.
You know, as an offensive play caller, Lane, 3rd and a couple is a lot better than 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that I tell you what, for your defensive coach, that's a killer. You don't like to see that happen. But this is good for Assumption that they have an opportunity now to be able to make this first down.
Ball at midfield. Play comes in from the sideline. Revere takes the snap. Yeah, not good there. Edie White owns the line of scrimmage right now.
Taking too long for those plays to develop for Assumption. Edie White's looking for it, and you know, they're looking for Gilton to get the ball. They know they'd like to give it to him, and they're in the backfield. That's a loss of 2 yards on the play, bringing up 4th down.
When you got a big-time running back like Gilton, the best time to get him is before he gets you.
Right.
And as long as Edie White's in the Assumption backfield, they're gonna do better more times than not.
4th down and 5.
Mustangs will set up in a punt formation. They'll punt it away. Nobody back for Edie White. They'll play it safe. Good snap and a great punt. They'll bounce at the 15, head towards the end zone. It'll stop at the 9.
Doesn't get much better than that.
You talk about flipping field position. That's how you do it.
On the Edie White 9-yard line.
42-yard punt, no return.
Down by DeAndre Davis.
One thing Assumption has been able to do is flip the field, Boo, and
Inside the 10-yard line.
pin Edie White back for a start inside their own 10. So we'll see what their defense can do for Assumption right here.
Edie White just pounding away on offense. They've had some success, and at times they haven't. Looking for some consistency here on this drive. Gravois goes in motion. Ball on the ground from a missed snap. Sternfeld's able to get back on it, bring up 2nd down.
Fumble on a play.
Hate to see that wasted play. In their style of offense, they need at least 3-4 yards on that first down
Exactly.
to make
And
play
that's not something you usually see from Edie White. They usually, pretty disciplined on their snaps and everything else. But this being their first game and haven't had a whole lot of practice time, Boo. So you're going to have some things happen in these first ball games.
Get back in the wing tee, just underway here in the 2nd quarter. They'll sweep it to the outside. Looking for a good block from the wide receiver. Gets it. And that's Melanson on the carry. He'll have the first down.
Around the left side.
So just when the Mustangs have an opportunity to back the Cardinal up, they come hot and make a big run.
I tell you what, Melanson too, he has, once he gets ahead of steam coming around that end, I mean, look, he's hard to bring down. And it took 2 or 3 Assumption players to bring him and run him out of bounds.
The 21-yard line.
First down and 10. Boy, hit immediately after getting the ball. Bounces off of him.
Jeffrey Dietrich on the carry.
And Dietrich takes it for 3.
Right, I mean, the defensive tackle was back in the backfield that time where you want to be. Hit him hard, but he's hard to wrap up, and he was still able to gain about 4 yards.
2nd and 6 for the Cardinals.
They'll keep it in the middle this time, wrapped up and
Big
brought
stop.
down. So very similar play, a little bit different result.
Big stop that time by Assumption's defensive line, attacking that offensive line of scrimmage.
On the carry. Jay Jones on the stop. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
Big
Third
third
and
down.
6 coming up for Edie White.
I've been waiting for Edie White to pass the ball, but we're going to see if that happens anytime soon.
Well, they had an attempt, but they just couldn't hold back the pressure. So this time they'll just keep it on the ground.
Gave it to the dive back right over the right side.
They'll keep the offense in the game. It's 4th down, so that play call was predicated on, hey, I might just go for it. Or they're going to try to get them to jump off sides, one of the two.
I think they're going to probably try to get them to jump offside.
Yep, that'd be a little risky play right here. You up 7, 4th and short, but the
Clock is
Mustang-
running down, 7, 6, 5. They're going to call a timeout shortly.
Timeout Cardinals.
Yep, and they'll get their punt team out to punt it away. So taking the chance, maybe get them to jump off sides, but kind of had a feeling they wasn't going to run a play right there. The Mustangs really hadn't had great success offensively yet in this ball game.
You do everything in the book that you can do to try to trip somebody up, and that's just another little trick. Just like you was talking about the way they do their kickoff and everything else. You know, you never know when they're gonna make that snap. You know, same for the kickoff. You know, so you got to have those little things now and then. Try to draw people off sides and get yourself a free first down, an opportunity to get in there.
Good snap. Here comes the rush. Had a chance to block it, but he gets it off. A great punt and a great roll. And just like the Mustangs punter earlier, Edie White returns the favor.
Some good punting. Some good punts
46-yard
on the
punt,
rows.
no return.
Ball dead on the Mustang 31-yard line.
Next week, Morgan City taking on Kenner Discovery. And, you know, Morgan City just got a score update. Beating Covenant Christian tonight 14-0 to try to move their record to 2-0. So we might have Morgan City trying to go for a 3-game win streak.
Good job, Tigers.
You know, they're coming off a...
When's the last time we've seen that? I mean,
it's
that's
been a while. Coming off a 20-something game losing streak. So the Tigers on a roll.
Great job by Morgan City.
First down and 10, end around. Late hit right there. Thompson on the carry. Does a good job of making the first defender miss.
Deontay Davis around the left side.
Good carry by Davis that time. You know, that's the first time that they've run something in a while where they try to hit it to the outside like that. They need that to stretch it out because I think at this point, you know, they're looking for Gilton right up that middle.
Personal foul against the Cardinals.
Big personal foul here that's going to help out the Mustangs in their field position. Tack on that yardage at the end of the run.
4th penalty so far tonight on Edie White. That's 4 penalties for 30, and there you see the late hit. That penalty will result in Assumption's
Mustangs will take
best
over
play of the
first
night.
and 10 from the Cardinal 46-yard line.
Edie White on top of the Mustangs, 7-0. 8 minutes to go here, second quarter.
Let's see if they can keep things rolling.
Folks all over South Louisiana watching this ball game between Edie White and Assumption. Got Darryl Richard sitting in his lazy boy. Just finished up a sandwich. And he's enjoying watching Cardinal football today. First down, back to Gilton. Well, you look at Gilton right now getting 2, 3, 4 yards, but a big back like that as this game progresses, just a matter of time before he's going to break a tackle.
Right, and that's what the coach said when I talked to him that they did against Plaquemine is that later in the game and after the half they really got rolling and kept Plaquemine on their heels, and he credits his defense to helping out too. But when you score 34 points in one half, you had things going.
Second down and 8. Back to Gilton again, just tough sledding on the inside. Clements
Gilton on the carry.
there to make the tackle.
Clements just spearing in that time and get himself 2 yards in the backfield and just kind of disturb that play and trip Gilton up. 10 carries for 27 yards for Gilton so far tonight, Boo.
Yeah, that defensive front four, E.D. White, just able to out-quick the offensive line of the Mustangs thus far here in the first half. Little delay handoff at Gilton this time. Nowhere to run. They'll bring him down.
On the right side.
Como there to make the tackle.
Looks like that play was designed for him to stay a little bit more inside. It looked like both guards pulled on the play to do a kick out and everything. He tried to kick it to the outside, but they was able to run him down.
Fourth down, the Mustangs will have to punt it away again. The E.D. White will
For the Mustangs kicking.
play it safe, nobody back.
The punter's last punt was 42 yards. We'll see what he can do on this time. We have a timeout by the hydration timeout.
An official timeout. He didn't
Time
give
for
official
another drink of
timeout.
water. Both teams head to the sideline. It's 7-0. E.D. White, this is the A.J. Doman Family Automotive Game of the Week.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, Taco Bell, Guaranteed Title, Shaw Bills, Sheriff Blaze Smith, GJCurbside.com, Coastline Wealth Group, Conrad Shipyard, McDonald's, Stansberry and Associates, Pelican Companies of America, Allen's Communications.
Another fourth down attempt coming up for the Mustangs. The whole offensive struggle has been around midfield. Low line drive kick. It's a good Mustang roll and a good results.
It wasn't a pretty kick, Boo, but I tell you what, he covered some ground and ended up in pinning 37 yards on that punt and ended up pinning them back again.
Aaron Auto goes down on the sideline there, and looks like the offense and defensive lines are going to be pivotal in today's ball game.
Absolutely, Boo. And the Mustangs come in with a considerable advantage on their defense. I mean, their offensive line is considerably larger than the Cardinals' defensive line. But the Cardinals' defensive line has used that quickness to get in the backfield, and they're hitting the running backs in the backs. And that's really been the difference in this ball game to this point.
Backed up on their own ends.
How did he
pitch
get that
right
away?
there. Sternfeld gets it to his back.
Man,
And they go from a loss to a gain.
man, I tell you what, it looks like the Assumption coaches have been preaching all week about penetrating into the backfield real quick up in that middle area. How he got that pitch off, I'll never know. But he was able to get it and pick up a nice gain on first down.
Give credit to Groh, a one-handed grab on the outside. He didn't put a hand on that ball. It's in the end zone. The wrong end zone. From a possible loss to a gain, they'll sweep near side. Grab
Nice
wide.
play right there. That time by the cornerback for Assumption coming up and making that play. He made a move on the inside of the offensive receiver for E.D. White and was still able to get out there and make that tackle. Great play that time.
Yeah, Diaz listed at 5'11", 170.
If Assumption can hold E.D. White right now and make them punt this ball, they ought to have good field position for the last 4 minutes of this quarter.
Third down. They'll get the pass off and complete, and boy, that'll be enough off first down. So they run.
Man, that was
Sternfeld's to the end. He had nothing but the pass. If the pass wasn't
that
there, he
was-
had nothing.
that was an RPO type pass. I mean, he got the ball, he was running, and then at the last minute he decided to throw that ball and completed that pass. That was interesting.
Grant Glenn.
Big first down right there for the Cardinals.
And he talked to the coach. It worked just like he drew it up. Needed 4, got 5. First down and 10. And more importantly, they'll keep working on that clock as we get inside 4 minutes. Diedrich breaking tackles, running straight up and down, just bouncing off of people. He'll have enough for a first down. He's outside the 30, and all of a sudden, in the shadows of your own end zone, now you got some breathing room.
Hard to bring down Dietrich. He's running. He's got both hands on the ball. They're looking to control the game and protect the football. And that's traditional E.D. White football.
13-yard gain, first down and 10. E.D. White on the move. The Mustangs will get the ball the second half. So E.D. White would like to add some more points here before the end of half. Back to the big fella Diedrich. He rumbles and stumbles for 5.
Jones on the stop.
Complete, had an opportunity to make a difficult catch, couldn't hang on.
Had 2 hands on the ball, but wasn't able to bring it down. And I don't think Boo at this point, Assumption has completed any passes.
Incomplete. 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs.
It's not going to keep them from firing away. 3rd down and 10. Definitely 4 down territory as we get inside the 3-minute mark. Here comes some pressure. They'll run an extra rusher.
There it is.
As an open receiver.
The minute we talked about it, he completed that pass, and he's going to be just short of the first down by a couple of yards, going to bring up fourth down. And I think this is the time that something's going to see him go for this one.
Yeah, E.D. White decided to bring a little extra pass rush, almost got to him. Give credit to Revere for
It's a little bit more to go. I thought it was about 2. It's probably a good 3 yards, 4th and 3.
fake it to Gilton, give it to Thibodeau. He'll have the first down, knocked out of bounds. That'll reset the downs, and a good play right there. This time use Gilton as more of a decoy.
Absolutely. The defense was expecting Gilton to have the ball. Number 7 was running hard around that right side and able to pick up good yards.
Yeah, Deontay
9
Davis.
yards. Davis comes out on the play after that run. He doesn't appear to be injured.
Plenty of time on the clock. And a new set of downs for the Mustangs. Gilton will take it, hit at the line of scrimmage, leans forward, ball on the ground, looked like it. Mustangs will.
Yep, the ball that time on the snap rolled on the ground of the quarterback, and he picked it up and was still able to make the handoff.
Stop by Charlie Hunt and a host of Cardinals to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Cardinals doing a nice job of hemming up Gilton. He's not used to that.
No.
Just nowhere to run.
Only 50 yards of offense for Assumption right now.
Rivera back to pass. Here comes the pressure.
It's a
Set up a
screen play.
screen, missed it. Had the right play call, just the wrong execution. And look, if the Mustangs get a score right here, and they only had 50 yards of offense, they can feel good about themselves going in the half.
You're right, because E.D. White's been all over them with that big defensive line. They've been moving around and getting to the ball and putting some big pressure up the middle. And with all the fumbles and everything else that's happened this half, we haven't had very many points scored on turnovers. So here we are, 7-0 with just 2 minutes and 12 seconds left before halftime.
Reese Turner in the slot. Here comes the pressure again. Throwing across his body, late across the middle and incomplete. Good job defensively of getting there and busting it up, because that was just a jump ball.
Looks like we got an injured Mustang on one of those defensive backs that went up to make that play. No,
Yeah.
That's number 4 for Assumption.
Kavian Smith, and look, running across your body, trying to throw across your body, late across the middle. Not always a good thing. He's
No.
lucky to have another shot here on 4th down, because more times than not, that ball's intercepted.
No, at this point, right before you halftime, that you're still in the ball game. You don't want to do anything to put yourself in a bind and put you down by 14 going into halftime. So, but you want to give yourself an opportunity to score right here, which yourself. We're on a 13-yard line.
Yeah, while we're talking about up here, let's go down to Aaron Artigo. Aaron, you're looking at Mustangs, 50 yards of total offense in the first half and a chance to tie it up here on 4th down.
They sure there's a big play right here, but the player down on the ground, Boo, they're looking at his left knee. And when he hit the ground, he appeared to be in quite a bit of pain, started beating on the ground like he was hurting a lot. So they're looking at his left knee, and this possibly could be something serious, but looks like they're going to get him up. You see how he can walk on it, but appeared to be a pretty serious injury at this point.
Boy, he's not wanting to put too much weight on it.
Yeah, it's that left leg for sure. I believe it's going to be his left knee.
Yeah, we're hoping Mr. Smith, it's not that serious and he could get back to his senior year. 4th down. 10 yards to go for the Mustangs. 2:06 to go on the clock. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. And he just threw it away. Not enough time to even find a receiver. E.D. White defense holds. They'll take over on down.
Cardinals make a stop.
Big time defensive stop for the Cardinals to take the ball over with 2 minutes before halftime.
On their
And,
14-yard line. 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah,
That hurts.
in the first half.
That hurts when you're on offense to make yourself a little drive there. Is the yards have come hard for Assumption tonight. Not many total yards for them on the night, so that was a big important drive. They really could have wanted to come off with some points.
And it's hard as a quarterback to get that pass off when your defender doesn't even have any contact. He's got a free run at you. So you're running backwards, he's running forward. Not much good results. Right up the middle, E.D. White. Jace Grove.
Jace Grove up the middle. I tell you what, Boo, the safeties for Assumption were all walked up really, really close to the line. So the last thing you want to happen is break your coverage and for Grove to run up the middle like that. And I tell you, he was one tackle from going 70 yards.
Yeah, and it changes the thinking of the E.D. White coaching staff. If he'd have got stopped for no gain, he probably would have ran the clock out. Yeah, he got first down. You got some breathing room, so let's see if they try to get a little sense of urgency and try to run down the field. Aaron Fells rolls right, gonna throw. Has a receiver, he makes the catch over the shoulder.
Nice catch, nice catch.
Harrison
Nice keeping your
Leday.
eyes on the ball. And I tell you what, the quarterback, he really took a lick to make that pass. And he was hit hard right after that. No flag on the play for it, but I tell you what, it was close. But that was a great catch.
They have one spot to put it. He put it right there. Leday makes a good over-the-shoulder catch. And just like that, E.D. White finds himself at midfield. 1:34 to go here before half. The young sophomore quarterback under center, wing T formation. Here comes the Cardinals. And again.
Did you see how fast? Ooh, he was in the background. He's just spearing in there. And I'm telling you what, that's how you want to break up that wing T. That's how you do it.
Yeah, what's going to happen is you have to change your snap count.
Loss of 4 on the play, so bring it up 2nd and 14. Minute and 5 on the clock and counting, and E.D. White has 1 timeout left.
I've seen more free defenders rushing on both sides of the ball tonight than I've seen in a long time. 2nd down.
I tell you what, Assumption is just taking those linebackers, they walking them up in the A gap, and at the snap of the ball, he's just blowing through there. So they're going to have, E.D. White's going to have to come up with something to stop the penetration of the Assumption defense.
3rd down and long.
Assumption looks like those linebackers look like they stand back a little bit this play.
Diedrich takes it right up the middle. He stood up, brought down short of 1st down yardage. So let's see if Assumption calls a timeout or if they happy to let the clock run out. Inside 5 seconds, nobody in a hurry.
Halftime.
And that'll be halftime. Quick moving first half of football. E.D. White takes advantage of a turnover. They get 7. The Mustangs offense needs to get it going. Just over 50 yards of total offense in the first half. A couple opportunities misfired, but they'll go to halftime and talk about it. This is the A.J. Doman Automotive Family High School Football Game of the Week. Friday night, Under the Lights. We'll be back after halftime.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick. A.J. Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwick. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. Here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Brashear Avenue in Morgan City. Cardiovascular Institute of the South. 1231 David Drive in Morgan City. Commitment to quality cardiovascular care through unparalleled expertise. Taco Bell. Visit your local Morgan City or Bayou Vista restaurants. And delivery now available with DoorDash. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. Guaranteed Title. Tell your home lender you want guaranteed title for your closing. When making the biggest purchase of your life, experience matters. Shawbills, proud supporter of local high schools in St. Mary and surrounding areas. We keep you rolling. Sheriff Blaze Smith, committed to maintaining excellence in law enforcement through courtesy, professionalism, honor, and respect. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. From our curb to yours, GJ Curbside. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. Coastline Wealth Group, life well planned. Conrad Shipyard, serving St. Mary Parish and the marine industry since 1948. Conrad wishes all our area teams good luck this season. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Visit one of our locations in Bayou Vista, Morgan City, and Amelia today. Stansbury and Associates, marine surveyors and consultants, offering a full range of services for recreational, commercial, and fishing vessels. Pelican Companies of America, your one-stop spot for all your rental needs. 985-312-5509. Vita Paint and Supply, specializing in interior and exterior house paint with great customer service. Allen's Communications, locally owned TV, cable, internet, and telephone service. Call 384-8335.
And welcome back to the second half here from Assumption. Assumption down 7-0 to the visiting Edie White Cardinals. Boogers Avery alongside Lane Reed. Down on the field, Aaron Artigo, and of always our head statistician, Bill McCarty. And Lane going into the dressing room. What are each coaches telling their teams?
Well, I tell you what, Edie White wants to tell their coach more of the same. Keep control of the ball, keep moving the ball. They want us. Both coaches are telling them, hey, look, enough of the putting the ball on the ground. That's been a big thing of the first half. Assumption, coach, offensively, he needs to get the ball moving. A couple of stats for the halftime. Edie White had 10 first downs, 135 yards rushing, 30 yards passing for a total of 165 yards, 2 turnovers, 7 points off of turnovers, and they had 4 penalties for 30 yards. For Assumption only had 3 first downs the first half, Boo. 43 yards rushing, 7 yards passing for a total of 50 yards, 1 turnover. So the big thing is Assumption, their coach wants them to, they got to move the football.
Yeah, costly turnover turned into 7 points for Edie White. Down on the field, Aaron Artigo, you had a chance to check on an injured Assumption player.
Absolutely, Boo. Smith, the guy before that came off the field just before the end of the second quarter, appeared to have a serious injury. It's enough to knock him out. He's got his shoulder pads. He will not return to the game tonight. But at this point in time, what hurt him the most was his hip more than his knee. His knee bothered him too, but his knee hit the ground and jammed his hip. It's being considered a strain or sprain at this point.
Hopefully he can get rehabbed up. They need him more during district play than they need him tonight. So 19-yard return. That'll set up shop for the Mustangs here as we begin the second half.
Important right here for the Mustangs to get the ball rolling and get themselves some first downs. 3 first downs in the first half is not going to cut it. Remember last week they played Plaquemine. They scored 34 points in the second half. So hey, maybe they're a second half team. We're going to see.
Yeah, it's going to start with the offensive line. You know, you got to give your guys some running room, give your quarterback some time to throw the football. So we'll see what type of adjustments were made at halftime.
I think things are going to continue to be tough against this tough Edie White defense.
End around to Turner. Turner takes it down near the 30-yard line for a short gain on first down.
Turner, a little feisty guy, coming around this end, showing a little bit quickness, getting around the end, pick up a couple of yards.
Second down and 7. Let's see if Gilton can get it started here in the second half. Revere, the 5'11 senior, controlling the offensive reins for the Mustangs. They'll go to Gilton here, putting his head down, trying to plow forward, but too many white jerseys there. Bring him down for a short gain. Here comes
Braxton Como, middle linebacker for Edie White, stepping up hard and filling up those gaps.
A third and 6. A third and 6.
big third down here early in the second half. Mustangs trying to get some momentum. The way you do that is move the sticks. Edie White, on the other hand, trying to force a 3 and out. Back to pass, Revere. 3-man rush. They'll flush him out. Nothing there. This time ball's loose. It'll go out of bounds. They'll call it a fumble, and they'll spot it around the 15-yard line. So
I agree with that. Last Boo, he was running to the sideline looking for a receiver. He looked like he kind of went to double clutch it, kind of flew out his hands and back. He's very, very lucky that the ball was able to roll out of bounds.
A loss of 16 on the play, and now they'll be forced to punt it away. 4th down, 21. The punter will stand in his own end zone.
Definitely a bad start, not what Mustang wanted to start off with in the second half. It's going to put Edie White in great field position.
Edie White will set up a return. Low snap, picked up. He'll get it away. Nice punt under those circumstances. Fielded at the 40-yard line That's Lee. Lee slips 2 tackles, looking for a block, finally knocked down at the 22. And that's a good start to the second half of the Cardinal, and a late flag, which will be a little extracurricular activity after the play. We'll have to see who got it. It'll be against E.D. White, and that'll negate a good return because they'll back it up 15 yards.
Back it up 15 yards. Still put them in some good field position to start off on offense, but it's a shame after that good run. E.D. White was in business in the red zone. That's going to back them up.
Yeah, when yards are hard to come by and you get a good return like that, and you're going to set up shop at the 22. And then you get a late hit on the outside. It's a little shoulder to the back, just enough to draw the foul and back them up 15 yards.
So the seesaw battle continues. We'll see if the Mustangs can put a stop to this E.D. White offense now.
7 different carriers for E.D. White in the first half. So they spread the ball out. Got an offsides call coming against the Mustangs. Had to be an alignment issue. That'll give them 5 free yards.
That's those down linemen crowding the line of scrimmage and wanting to get some penetration in those 8 gaps, and had a helmet in the neutral zone that time.
One way to defend against that quick rush is to change the cadence. Get them guessing on when the play is going to start. Sternfels is going the distance, the sophomore for E.D. White. And again, good hard counting. That's exactly what we talked about.
You called it, Boo. You called it right there. That's a great call on changing that snap count.
Yeah, with the type of penetration they're getting, that's really the only way you can slow them down. So get them start guessing the snap count.
So right off the bat, if I'm not mistaken, Assumption went from no penalties to 2 penalties quickly in the second half.
That's 10 free yards, so they got back 2/3 of the penalty yards from the personal foul for free. Gravois in motion, far side. They'll hand off to Diedrich right up the middle. He powers his way down to the 22-yard line. And look, from the outside looking in, you say, oh, man, that wasn't a good play. But in the eyes of the E.D. White coaching staff,
that was a great play. That's what they want. Hey, 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust, and they happy. I don't know if we have a cloud of dust tonight with the field condition as wet as it is, but
second down, they'll set up in an I formation. Playing a little power football. Yeah, early movement.
Right. I think that everybody went except the center with the snap that time.
Motion on the Cardinals.
And that's the drawback in high school of changing the cadence, because sometimes it affects you as much as it affects the defense. They'll give 5 back. It'll bring up second down and 10. E.D. White trying to take control of this ball game by putting a little more distance between them. They'll stay in an I formation. They'll give it to Como. Como hit hard on the ground. Sternfels picks it up.
And E.D. White's lucky to get back on that football. And there you go again. That was a great penetration by the defensive front of the Mustangs to get back in the backfield and break up that play.
Yeah, when you're set up in an I formation and they're hitting you before you get the ball, then you got a lot of penetration happening.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of their success has been on the outside.
And I see the linebackers are walking up again. They're faking it, back off. So they're doing some different stunts.
Third down and long, and they'll get
another motion call against E.D. White. So I tell you what, it's kind of the things that Assumptions are doing. the linebackers are running up into the gap and then backing off, and everything is causing some confusion on the offensive line, that young offensive line of the Cardinals.
A lot of time in the wing tee, the cadence is more of a consistency. You're used to downset hut, and all of a sudden you're changing it up a little bit. The timing not quite the same. 3rd down and 20, back to pass. Sternfels, he'll take a shot deep, throw it up. Makes the adjustment, should have had the catch. And incomplete, so nothing there. Double coverage, he puts it to a spot, lets his receiver have an opportunity, and it falls incomplete.
Great play that time by defensive back Deion Diaz to go up and break that ball up right as soon as he touched it, because I tell you what, it looked like it was going to be 6 points right there.
Blue On had an opportunity.
Ball's incomplete.
No, we're not talking about just a completion. He would have took that into the end zone.
Deontay Davis and Devin Diaz on the coverage.
4th down, they'll punt it away. Deep punt. It'll go into the end zone. After a 37-yard punt, no return. Here come the Mustangs offense once again. So this game, you know, as tight as it is, it's a game of opportunities. And when you get one, you want to cash in on it.
And I tell you what, I think at the end of the night, the penalties and the fumbles and something's going to happen, and it's going to tip the scales, and that's going to be who takes this victory tonight. The team that makes the least mistakes from here to the end.
Mustangs trying to wake up their offense. Been tough sledding against a very aggressive Cardinals defense. 1st down and 10. Fake it to Gilton. Rivera keeps it himself. Well, a good read right there. I think he wanted to give it to Gilton, but they were on him before he could even give it to him. He pulled it out, kept it himself, and got positive yards.
Sure did. I mean, they're looking for him. They key in on Gilton, and the quarterback hasn't pulled it very much tonight. And I tell you what, he was just one tackle away, breaking one tackle from going a long ways.
2nd down and short. Gilton gets it here. Got guys wrapped around his legs. That'll be enough to slow him down, get a little help.
Jaquise Gilton.
Shoestring tackle that time.
On the left side of the E.D. White line.
By E.D. White, he's gonna make him short of the 1st down. Looks like by a couple of yards. 3rd and 2. We got an injured E.D. White player on the field.
Yeah, first of the cramps we've seen tonight. Would expect to have seen more. So these guys, even though they're not getting a lot of practice time, they're in shape.
Even though they got a slight breeze tonight, Boo, is very, very humid out on the field.
Getting closer to that big decision time, you know, usually midway through the 4th quarter, the core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game. A lot of times when you don't have a lot of offensive fireworks, you really got to break down the stats to come up with that person.
It's at a tough time right now. We still can't make the call on that. I mean, it could be anybody. Some big play is going to be coming, and it's going to tip the scales, and we're going to see who that player is.
Nathan Johnson.
Defensive struggle here tonight, either team. Well, actually, E.D. White had some success on offense. They just couldn't get it in the end zone. Handoff right up the middle, power football. Crosses the 30, looks like he'll get a favorable spot and a 1st down.
Jaquise Gilton right up the middle.
Gilton had to lower his shoulder that time to make it, and he made it just enough yards to make that 1st down, and looks like we have another Cardinal player down on the field. Looks like they're checking out his, maybe his left leg, maybe his knee.
Yeah, it looks more like his calf.
Could be. Maybe, hopefully it's just a cramp.
Those of you watching us on YouTube Live, we're glad you joined us. It's Friday night, Under the Lights, sponsored by the A.J. Doman Automotive family of dealerships. Ruger's there alongside Lane LaRive. And Lane, this year, you know, this is our
Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Practice
third
is
game,
come
and
on.
we've seen some good football so far.
Well, I tell you what, you know, it's great to be back in action on Thursdays and Friday nights and everything. We've been seeing some good football. Some our area teams have been doing well lately, and that's always good to see.
Good crowd has traveled here to Napoleonville for this one.
J.J. Jones on the stop. Bring up a second and 10.
On a first-class operation here. The pageantry of high school football is at its fullest here at Assumption High.
Looks like Assumption's going to call a timeout or hydration break.
There's a timeout in the action. Both teams will come to the sideline. We'll take a timeout. E.D. White hanging on. 7-0 here from Mustang Stadium.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, Taco Bell, Guaranteed Title, Shaw Bills, Sheriff Blaze Smith, GJCurbside.com, Coastline Wealth Group, Conrad Shipyard, McDonald's, Stansbury and Associates, Pelican Companies of America, Allen's Communications.
Second down, nice pitch and catch right there to the outside. Breaking tackles is Gowdy, and he's finally knocked out of bounds. And that right there, my friend, resembled what the Mustangs were looking for. Some time to throw the football, let Rivera do his work, and Gowdy makes a great catch and run.
Boy, I tell you what, at a time with 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in the third quarter, and you want to get some momentum going, I mean, this was a big play for the Mustangs, and hopefully they can keep moving the ball.
Yeah, we watched Revere throw the ball all over the field last year. You know, just having a tough time, no time to throw the football. That time he got the time, and he shows you what he can do. Now Gilton starting to free up a little bit. Squirts free for 6.
You can tell that last play, you know, the you know, Assumptions, you know, kind of pepped up, and they got a little spark and see if they can keep things going.
Yeah, the cramps are starting to
Picks up about 6 yards. It'll be
show up
second
on the
and
Eagle
4 for
on the Cardinal defense. Second down and 4. Give it to Gilton on a counter tray.
On the carry.
May have got 1.
Nathan Johnson on the stop. It'll bring up a third.
You know, Revere last year, Coach Boo, he had 69 passes, 69 of 169 completions of 121 passes for 800 yards. So he has shown the ability to complete passes.
And he just needs time. And right here, Gilton, you know, you keep feeding him. He had 16 carries for 32 yards just a minute ago. And now he's run for 15 yards in the last 2 plays.
Matthew Melosa on the stop for the Cardinals. Bring up
Revere
the
had
Mustangs.
9 touchdowns last year against 6 interceptions. And Gilton, 720 yards rushing last year and 7 TDs. So it goes to show you they do have some experience and can do some things when they get rolling.
Back to Gilton again. He's run down from the backside for no gain.
Keith Gilton on the left side.
Colin Gravois
Colin Gravois.
crashes down from the end.
Stop for no gain. It'll bring up a second and 10 for the
And that's what
Mustangs.
happens in a slow developing play when it takes a long time for Gilton to get to the line of scrimmage. It ain't the guys in front of him
Right.
that are tackling him. It's the guys catching him from the side. Second down, play action pass. Revere has a receiver, makes the catch. That's Oliver.
That play looks like it picked up about 7 yards.
To Tremont Oliver.
Oliver made a good route. He
Yeah.
kind of settled down. Revere found him and threw a strike.
Oliver getting himself in a space, out in space against the defense, putting himself in a position to get that pass completed. 3rd and short, good spot for the Mustangs to be.
By far the best drive of the night for the Mustangs. 3rd down. Fake it to Gilton, end around. Davis takes it. He'll have plenty enough off 1st down. They'll spot him at the 25. Mustangs will reset the change. They're on the move.
Great job right there by the Mustangs, keeping on moving the ball. Things are picking up for them. They're getting some confidence, getting the crowd back in it. Let's see if they can keep it up.
On the 25-yard line.
Gilton attracts so many defenders. Gives Davis a little extra room on the outside to get just enough off 1st down. 3:05 to go here, 3rd quarter. Mustangs have it 1st down and 10. Yeah, that little counter play.
Power over the left side that time, but E.D. White was waiting for it, penetrated up the field, loss of 3 yards on the play. Good defense by the Cardinals.
Yeah, the big defensive linemen are just engaging their blocker and watching a slow develop run play and getting in the backfield making a play. Second down, tough snap. Rivera picks it up.
Oh,
That'll be a wasted play.
Man, that's a drive killer. When that happens, 2nd down, and you don't want to put yourself in 3rd and long situations when you've been moving the ball so successfully. It's 3rd and 15.
Right, 1st, 2nd down is the time you want to throw the football. You kind of surprise them a little bit, give Rivera some room, but I guarantee you right now, E.D. White's going to pin their ears back, and they're coming to get him.
And you can see that the Mustangs are going to spread the field, so we're looking for the ball to be in the air this play.
Here comes the pressure. Back to pass. Has a receiver.
Got him.
Off his hands and incomplete.
Man, he had him wide open on the post route, and he just dropped it. He 2 hands on the ball, just got to pull it in, and was not able to complete the pass.
Yeah, I don't think he would have had enough of 1st down, but it sure would have made that 4th down much more manageable. Look, you got to have courage to jump up and raise your hands above your heads, cutting across the middle.
Hey, but, I mean, the coaches for Assumption got to be thinking, hey, we see something here. We've thrown some passes this drive, and we're able to complete some passes and got some things going.
Again, same play. This time the catch is made, but it'll be short of 1st down yardage.
Heck of a way to turn the ball over on downs when you're moving it down. But, hey, there you go, Boo, what I was telling you early. That penalty was really hurt that drive.
Yeah, found Malaire. E.D. White just playing it safe. Let's keep everything in front of us. As long as they don't get past the sticks, we'll get the ball back. Aaron ought to go down on the sideline there. It looks like the cramps are starting to affect the E.D. White side.
Actually, that's the case having almost every other player. So now the good news is a little breeze has picked up here in the 2nd half. Most of the 3rd quarter, we've had a nice little breeze blowing. On your screen, it would be from your right to your left. But it's made a world of difference as to the way it feels down here, that's for sure. But still, it's still warm, still September in South Louisiana, and it's a humid night. So, yeah, a lot of cramps, and I would imagine it would only get worse, not better.
Yeah, in a game like this, E.D. White, ball control, eats the clock up. You hate to give them the ball back because they're going to chew up the clock. Gravois takes it for no gain here as we slip into 1:30 and counting in the 3rd quarter.
That was a busted play from the beginning, Boo. A great penetration by the defensive lineman for Assumption. In fact, the quarterback almost stumbled back over an Assumption defender and barely got that ball handed off.
Second down and 10. Sternfels, a sophomore, going the distance here today, looking for his first win as a varsity starter.
Good hard running up the middle, pick up about 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4, big 3rd down. for the Mustangs. See if they can make a stop.
Quarterback sneak gets a push
Wow.
from the back, and that'll be enough
Wow.
off first down.
Hey, that's what you want to do. They caught Assumption on the heels unexpectedly with that quarterback sneak, and look, E.D. White just kept chopping the feet. The coaches will tell you, hey, look, keep chopping your feet and don't fall down. Keep driving. That's what E.D. White did that time.
Now, Jake Steinfeld
7 yards on that play, Boo.
first down.
First down and 10 could be the last play here in the third quarter. Sweep near side. Castile, he'll have enough off first down, hit hard, but he'll have the first down at the 46-yard line. So
The Mustang crowd fans wanted to push in the back on that time, but no flag by the refs, and he was able to make the corner, picking up big yards and another first down for the 13 yards on the play.
yeah, Castile got it. He's got a brand new white jersey, so he got his first carry tonight and made it pay. Some fresh legs. He's the 8th carrier of the night to touch the ball for E.D. White. Boy, Diedrich takes the handoff right there.
Great
but
play
again,
that time by the defense. It's number 27 for the Mustangs, and he just blew back in the backfield. He was 2 yards in the backfield before the ball was even handed off.
yeah, Assumption looks like they're taking the handoff. That'll do it here in the third quarter. E.D. White trying to hang on. 7-0 with the football. It'll be an exciting fourth quarter play. Come back. This is the A.J. Dolman Automotive Family High School Football Game of the Week.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, Taco Bell, Guaranteed Title, Shaw Bills, Sheriff Blaze Smith, GJCurbside.com, Coastline Wealth Group, Conrad Shipyard, McDonald's, Stansberry and Associates, Pelican Companies of America, Allen's Communications.
And welcome back to the fourth and final quarter here for Friday Night Under the Lights. Boogers after alongside Lane LaRive, and E.D. White coming in with the sophomore quarterback making his first start. All you want him to do is, hey, control the offense. They play a little conservative, but they're mostly run anyway, and so far he's done a nice job.
Yes, he absolutely has. He's been doing a good job of making things click for E.D. White to keep moving the ball. Their Assumptions really had a hard time all night long to really stop E.D. White's offense. Had a fumble on the play right here.
Yeah, as we say that.
As we say that, he fumbles the ball, and the Mustangs take over.
Yeah, ran an
Big
option
turnover right there.
to the far side. Really made the right choice hanging on to the football. The problem is he didn't hang on to the football.
Play first and 10 on the 46-yard line.
Couple of things helped the Mustangs that right there on that play defensively. Is one of the big things is Isaiah Roberts spearing in there on defense, the 6', 195-pound junior on the play before, and then now this turnover.
It's almost impossible to have a success on an option play when you don't control the line of scrimmage. You know, that play's run down the line of scrimmage, but when you don't own the line of scrimmage, you got
No.
defenders in your backfield. It's a pretty tough play. Now you see Revere trying to light it up. He looks for Malaire. He makes the tough catch in traffic.
I tell you what, Revere's got a little gun on him now. He's able to place the ball. I think that the Mustangs are, seeing a little life and kind of getting confident in their pass offense.
Then we break down this core physical therapy player of the game. Right now you got a 2-quarterback shootout. Whoever's going to make the big play is going to end up with a T-shirt. Little delay handoff again to Gilton. Gilton with some running room. Cross the 35 down to the hard to keep that consistency to get a score.
They have. they've shot themselves in the foot several times, either by penalties or by putting the ball on the ground. But otherwise, they've done a lot better this half of moving the football and making first downs.
Another cramp on the field.
Like we said earlier, is got a little breeze blowing tonight, Boo, but I guarantee you the humidity is way, way up.
Next week, we're heading to Tiger Stadium. Get our first look at the Morgan City Tigers. They'll be taking on Kenner Discovery. If anybody can name what their mascot is, we'll give them a coupon.
The Swamp Owls.
Yep, never heard of that. But look, Morgan City winning tonight. They could possibly be 2-0 going into that ball game, looking for a 3-game winning streak.
I didn't know that mascot right off, Boo. I had a little help with that, but I got it out there.
First down and 10. Revere sits in the shotgun. Little end around near side. Here comes
Not a
Turner
whole lot
again.
of room to go.
Tries to leap the first tackler and gets cleaned up by Como.
Great pursuit by the Cardinals that time. Tackled by a host of them. I think there must have been 8 guys down there to get him.
Bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs.
Call it 2nd down and 12. Andrews checks in for the Mustangs. They'll spread them out. 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. Trying to keep Edie White out the backfield, give Rivera time to throw the football. 5-man rush. He sees them coming, so he just runs for it. Doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Yeah, you get a rush like that all night long. Eventually, you quit looking at your receivers. You're looking at the rush.
Exactly. And that's some big linemen coming through to get you. I thought for a minute it was going to be a middle screen pass. It could have been a design run for the quarterback all the way. 3rd and 12.
Revere, your lone man in the backfield, has a receiver, makes the catch.
Good yards on the play. It's going to put him about 3 yards short of the first down, but it's going to be 4th down again for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Moeller again, he's been the go-to player, making plays in traffic.
Bring up a 4th and 4. 4th down.
But again, the Mustangs are sitting here looking at another 4th down.
Mustangs need a conversion.
Here comes the pressure. They'll roll Rivera out, try to stay away. Has a receiver on the outside. Ball thrown high and incomplete. Just off the fingertips. And the Mustangs, every time they have an opportunity to make a play, they're just inches away.
Man, I'm telling you, it just keeps coming. Another play where the receiver had 2 hands, gets 2 hands on the ball just out of his reaching off his fingertips and falls incomplete. And that's another turnover on downs inside the 30-yard line for the Mustangs.
Yeah, tough throw right there. On the run, cross your body, but you want to win, you got to make the play. So now 9:09, here comes Edie White, and they're going to try to work on the clock the best they can, try to limit possessions. Here in the 4th quarter, Gravois goes in motion. They'll hand off to Diedrich. He'll get 3.
And the Mustangs linebackers were walked up in those A gaps again. One of them came back into the backfield clean, but they was able to get the ball off in time. But Edie White still hasn't had a remedy for that penetration by Assumption.
He'll sweep to Gravois on the outside. There's a defender there. Gets around the block.
Great play that time by Randall Wise for Assumption. He's a cornerback. He came up on the play. He read that fighting off of a blocker and kept outside position on that and was able to bring the quarterback down. That was a great play by him. 3rd and 14.
Yeah, 3 and out right here by the Mustang defense will be big for Assumption.
Last time we saw this, Boo, E.D. White was able to convert on a 3rd and long, just about like we're looking at now. It's going to be, let's see what Assumption can do. Timeout, E.D. White.
Timeout, Cardinals.
E.D. White will go to the sideline, talk about it. This is probably the first big play of the 4th quarter. Mustang defense trying to hold. We'll take a timeout. You're watching high school football on KWBJ.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, Taco Bell, Guaranteed Title, Shaw Bills, Sheriff Blaze Smith, GJCurbside.com, Coastline Wealth Group, Conrad Shipyard, McDonald's, Stansberry and Associates, Pelican Companies of America, Allen's Communications.
Big 3rd down for E.D. White. Back to pass in the pocket, taking a shot deep. Safety coming over. Tries to make a one-handed grab. It'll fall incomplete.
Boy, I tell you, that time, that's Deontay Davis. He just misjudged the pass. He jumped up in the air, and he was on his way down when the pass got to him. He tried to reach out and grab it with one hand. Could not reel it in, but it's 4th down, and E.D. White is going to punt the ball. Assumption should get good field position. Almost blocked, Boo. Almost.
Great punt. Bounces back towards E.D. White, killed at the 49-yard line. So 7:34 to go here in the 4th quarter. Mustangs can't ask for much better field position, and they're still within a score.
Boy, things just keep teeter-tottering back and forth. You keep waiting for somebody to make a big play, something to happen at any moment. Boo, you got to expect that it's coming.
Yeah, that player of the game is going to be awful tough to pick tonight because it's been a defensive struggle. Revere starting to air it out here in the second half. They'll go play action pass, throwing it to the sideline. Wide open receiver. That's Oliver. Makes the catch, slips a tackle inside the 35, and a big play for the Mustangs.
Great move that time by the receiver. That's number 10, Tremont Oliver. Great play that time. That gives the Mustangs a big momentum and brings the crowd to life. They finally down again to the 33-yard line.
Oliver settled in, not a defender within 10 yards. They get 19. They'll go back to Gilton. Off tackle, good blocking. He'll have the 30-yard line and a few more. Get down to the 28.
Gilton running hard. Picked up about 5 yards, Boo. He gets up slow, though. Limping back to the huddle, but he's up.
Picks up about 4 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6. Back to Gilton. Nice move right there. Faked it outside, turned it back inside. North and south, that's what you want to see.
You're starting to see some things happen. A little bit penetration that through that defensive front of E.D. White.
Bring up a 3rd down and 1.
3rd and 1.
They'll go back to Gilton. Gilton wrapped up, but his forward momentum looks like it'll have the first down.
Gilton on the carry.
And it will be. First down.
Colin Grover on the stop. Official timeout.
They'll have a hydration timeout. Both teams go to the sideline. Looks like it's coming down to this drive. The Mustangs are on the move. We'll take a timeout. You're watching high school football here on KWBJ.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. Cardiovascular Institute of the South. Taco Bell. Guaranteed Title. Shaw Bills. Sheriff Blaze Smith. GJCurbside.com. Coastline Wealth Group. Conrad Shipyard. McDonald's. Stansberry and Associates. Pelican Companies of America. Allen's Communications.
Welcome back to Assumption. Mustangs on the move, trailing 7-0. First down and 10. Play action pass again. Has a man in the flat. Makes the catch. Big time hit. Ball on the ground. If this is a catch and fumble, no, they call it incomplete. Looked like he made a football move.
Yeah. He was turning around. It was a real close call. Turned around and hit. You know, it was wham bam.
Incomplete.
Pretty close. I've seen them call it both ways, but good thing about high school, once a call is made, the call must be played.
Big hit by the Cardinals.
Second and 10 for the Mustangs.
I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen right here, this drive for the Mustangs, Boo.
Well, you can see the one on both sides wanting to win this ball game. Giving it us all. It's been a great game here from Napoleonville. Second down and 10. Back to pass again. Wide open receiver, Muller. Good open field tackle. Tried to make a move, but Melanson was up to the task and brings him down for a short gain.
Nice play by Melanson, because I tell you what, if he wouldn't make that clean tackle, E.D. White had sent their linebackers in on a blitz. There was a lot of green for the Mustangs. And we are on the Core Physical Therapy red zone.
Revere back to pass again. Here comes the pressure. Throws it in a crowd, almost intercepted.
That's going to be holding on this play, called on this play. Big offensive lineman, number 73 for Assumption.
That'd be a tough decision right here. Do you make it 4th down and 6, or do you back them up 10 yards and give them 2 cracks at it?
There's a flag on the play. Holding against the Mustangs.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to mark it off.
Again, a penalty hurts the Mustangs on that drive. Looks like every time they get it close to that red zone area, something happens bad.
15 for the Mustangs. 3rd and 15.
They'll call it 3rd and 15. Definitely 2 down territory, so you don't need it all right here. You just need something. And now they're going to come talk to the official. Maybe they change their mind on taking the penalty. Or they're questioning the spot of the ball. You know, if they call it from the spot of the foul and the ball's in the wrong spot.
They look like they all agreed that it was in the right place. They're going to leave it there.
So here we go. 7-0 our score. Mustang trying to tie it up. 3rd down, 15. Back to pass. Here comes the rush again. He'll take a throw deep in the corner. Nobody there.
Somebody ran a bad route that time. Looked like he was looking for somebody to run the post corner route, and it didn't materialize.
Correction.
Yeah, give credit to the offensive line right there to give Revere enough time for that type of route to develop. So he had the time, just didn't have the communication down.
So it's going to be 4th down and a long way. Is it 4th or 3rd? Is it 4th? Yeah. So it's 4th down and 16. What do you run right here, Boo?
Yeah, I think what they're going to do is find their best player, and you need to at least throw it past the sticks. You know, last time they had a good completion, but they were 4 yards short of 1st down yardage.
I think E.D. White's going to bring somebody after him.
So Assumption knows their opportunities are going to be limited with the ball control offense of Edie White, so they would like to make something happen right here if they can. Resetting the play clock. Now he's going to go talk to head coach Edie White, try to explain what the confusion is. You know, I don't think this route you can have somebody running free. Somebody's going to have to go up and make a play in a crowd.
We'll see if Coach Lassane sends Braxton Como, number 14, and Mike linebacker in the middle and put some pressure on the quarterback right here. Here he comes.
They'll flush him out. Looks right. Nothing there. Big sack. And a big loss on the play.
And that excites the Edie White crowd. Big play late in the game. Big momentum swing right there for the Cardinals.
By Nathan Johnson of the Cardinals.
So again, a drive that started off looking like it had potential gets stymied by one penalty, and from that point on, it went the wrong way.
Loss of 20 yards on that play, and boo, it was the same thing when we were going the other way on the other side of the field. They got down inside the 30, close to the red zone, and shoot themselves in the foot.
Cardinals come out with 5:12 on the clock, trying to move the chains a couple times and dig into that time. Assumption does hold all 3 timeouts. Option far side, Sternfels keeps it himself. He's running free, crosses the 40, 35, 30. Here come the black jerseys. Sternfels down at the 25, and that's a big play for the Cardinals.
Great play right there for the Cardinals. Boy, fakes the handoff around the left side, and what I call is a stovepipe. That's what my coach used to call it in high school, where you kind of just make a loop and then you get yourself back to the center of the field, where he found running room, and he picks up 26 yards on the play, and a big first down for Edie White.
You know, those type plays are far and few between tonight. Sternfield does a good job of making something happen. You know, hand off to Diedrich. He stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Great penetration right there at that time by the Assumption defense. They were ready for that. Almost looked like the quarterback put his knee down when he got the snap.
Yeah, J.J. Jones. He's a grown man in the middle of this Assumption defense.
Down and 10.
Check that. That's Alfred Kennedy. Looking at the wrong roster here. Alfred Kennedy, 190-pound sophomore defensive lineman.
Assumption jumps into the neutral zone, was able to get back without contact.
Edie White knows another first down will make it awful difficult on the Mustangs. They'll call a timeout, looking at 2nd down and 10. 3:48 to go here in the 4th quarter. That core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game's starting to have some potential. You know, Sternfels puts his name in the hat right now. You know, a young quarterback, sophomore's first start. He's made some errors tonight, but he's made more good, positive plays. And you got to give credit to the senior backs that surround him. They had his back tonight, making just enough plays to make things happen. But he didn't kill his team today. He helped his team, and now he's got them in position to take home a victory.
He's really made some big plays for them when they needed it, and especially here of late. So, yeah, he's a great candidate.
Let's take it down on the sideline. Aaron ought to go. Aaron?
Hey, guys, we've had a super defensive battle here all night long tonight. For the Cardinals defense, number 5, Melanson, cornerback, has been all over the field, made a lot of plays. So just a defensive player to think about.
Sternfeld slung down.
Big play right there by the defensive tackle getting into the backfield, throwing the quarterback for a loss. It's going to be 3rd. What is that, 3rd and 12?
Yeah, Jacobs and Kennedy on that defensive front. A lot of energy, causing a lot of havoc. Sternfeld's made the right decision right there. Hey, look, we're up 7. Don't make a dumb mistake. Don't pitch it on the ground. Hang on to the football. Keep possession. Keep that clock running.
And on the defensive side of the ball, the Mustangs know that they have to make a stop. They have to get the ball back in their hands right away with the clock down to 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
The referee's trying to discuss who knows what. It's the second of a doubleheader this week. Had Patterson and Central Catholic last night. A game a lot closer than the final score. Final score 41-18, but it was 20-18 for much of that game. Patterson 2-0 in the season. Going to go up in competition next week.
Absolutely. Patterson travels all the way to Amite to play Amite. That's going to probably be one of the big tests for them so far this year. Amite lost last Friday. I don't know what they did tonight, Boo, but they lost last Friday just by 2 points, 22-20. Trying to remember who they played right off, but it was a good team around Baton Rouge. And, you know, Amite always brings something to the table. So we're going to really find out what kind of team Patterson has. Got to stay away from the penalties, though, especially the personal fouls.
Third down and long right here for E.D. White. Mustang trying to hold them out and get one more opportunity on offense as we're under 3 minutes here in the fourth. Gravois goes in motion. Sternfeld keeps it himself.
Looks like some extracurricular activity out there on the field. No flags thrown.
Sternfeld's on the keeper on the left side.
Quarterback
Going for about a half-a-yard loss.
went to hand that ball off, but decides to pull it at the last minute.
Mustangs
Bring up 4th and 11.
Yeah, Mustangs are going to keep their time out. Now they're going to call it, but they wasted 10 seconds trying to decide what they were going to do. 4th down coming up for E.D. White. Watch their field goal kicker earlier doing warm-ups. He's good for 40. So he's be a long field goal, but he's well within his range. But I would think E.D. White's going to try to keep possession of the football. Mustangs played their heart outs tonight. E.D. White as well. Just offensively, couldn't get it going. .225 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Game not decided as of yet, Boo. Anything can happen on this play right here. Mustangs need the football. Looks like the Cardinals are going to keep their offense out on the field and go for it here on 4th down.
They'll roll him out. Sternfield's near side looking for a receiver. Had one in the flats. He'll keep it himself. Cross the 20. Oh, big time hit. Sternfield pops up. Looks like he'll be
Short of the first down.
short of the first down yardage. But boy, you can't knock him for his effort. He took some big time hits tonight, and he's able to run off the field, so that's a good thing.
Hey, what do you have to lose? It puts the Mustangs deep in their own territory with 2 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, you look at both
It's
sides.
a long drive.
The defender's selling out, the offensive player's selling out. They're trying to stop you. You're trying to get it. So the heart of both these ball clubs have been tremendous here tonight. So now 2:16, Revere got on the clock, and they'll
It's
have
all
to
or
go.
nothing.
Yeah, they'll have to go 86 yards or 85 yards for to tie it up. They'll start off on the ground, delayed handoff, nothing there.
Not happening. Good play that time. That's number 10 on the stop. Clements
Children up the middle, no gain, and bring up a
for a
second
loss
and
of a
10.
yard on the play.
A.J. Clements on the stop for the Cardinals.
1:53 and counting.
Back to pass again, looking for his go-to receiver, and Molaire threw his hands incomplete. Revere had a little extra sauce on that one.
Rivas pass.
Looks like he had a receiver open on the far side of the field running out route, had his hand up in the air, but he didn't see him.
This ain't the kind of game where you're going to get a second read. You know, you're going to
Right.
look at your
don't
primary
have
receiver
time,
and cut it
that's
loose.
it.
Third down, Mustangs will have to try to get something down the field. Here comes the pressure once again. Rivera has time, has a receiver. That's Turner. Turner makes the catch. Good open field tackle, knocking him down short of first down yardage. That's Lee.
Not only that, Bowie, he brought him down inbounds, and the clock still runs.
Yeah, that could be one of the most important tackles of the night. He doesn't make the tackle right there. Turner could either still be running, or at worst case, would have got the first down and stopped the clock.
He stopped him. He stopped him short of the sideline and forced the Mustangs to use one of those precious timeouts.
Yeah, the little things is what makes you win and lose ball games, and that little thing right there was big time.
Here at Assumption High School, 7 o'clock. The Mustangs will host St. James Wildcats.
You know, offensive productivity for Edie White today has been spread out. A lot of guys touched the ball. We had 9 ball carriers tonight for Edie White, so they spread it out. Sternfels is going the distance at quarterback. He's taking a beating, but he's kept on ticking.
And you got to say, you know, Coach Lassane was expecting good things out of his offensive line. I think they was able to move the ball, but you know, they would stall out after they get themselves in a good position.
Quick out route, slips a tackle.
Big first down.
He's free, across the 50-40, trying to turn on his speed and gets bumped out of bounds, and that's the big play the Mustangs have been waiting for all game.
We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for something big to happen with the Mustangs, and if it's going to happen, now's the time to do it. 1 minute and 28 seconds and a half to pick up a big, big first down and all the way down to Edie White, 32-yard line.
Yeah, for the first time tonight, they slipped a meaningful tackle, and Molaire was able to get it down to the 32-yard line, a
44 yards.
4-yard gain. Here we go, 1:28 on the clock. Mustangs are in business. Back to pass, time to throw it across the middle. Has a receiver, big time hit. He hangs on to the ball
catch
at the 16-yard line.
That is a big time catch on a big hit that time. But he's down.
Rivas pass completed. Jaden Garden.
There's Lee again.
Ethan Lee on the coverage.
Lee has been laying the wood on these receivers, but give credit right there to the Mustang receiver of hanging on to the football, and now he's got his team in position to score. You know, we talked about the player of the game and the shootout amongst the two quarterbacks, and Revere has an opportunity here because you know that one final decision on who wins the game.
Exactly.
And Revere has an opportunity to drive his team 85-plus yards and get his team in position to win. One of the most coveted awards in all of KWBJ is this core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game.
Well, I tell you what, the couple of completions right here that he's thrown some excellent passes to get his team down into the core physical therapy red zone.
Yeah, you got a tired defensive front, so that pressure's not coming quite as fast. Revere just had just enough time to unload it.
The injured player for Assumption is still down. He took a big hit.
Yeah, that's Gowdy, I believe, number 88. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him.
They got him sitting up. He looks like he wants to get up. So.
Garden, ladies and gentlemen.
Great job. He's on his feet.
That's a big-time catch and a big-time hit by Lee.
That's Jaden Gowdy. Great play by him to hold on to that ball.
So here we go, first down and 10. Each team has one timeout left. E.D. White trying to hang on to a 7-0 lead. Revere back to pass again. Malaire makes the catch. Slips a tackle near the 10-yard line. Gain of 7. A little sense of urgency needs to take place now.
Down to the 10-yard line. 1 minute on the clock and count.
Second and 4.
Here we go again, same play.
Got a flag on the play. Illegal motion is going to be called. And boy, that's a killer. Illegal motion against the Mustangs, going to back them up 5 yards with 51 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it's been killing them the last few times that they get in striking distance. The penalty seems to rear its ugly head. Second down and 9, 49 seconds left on the clock. Here we go again. Rivera back to pass, throws it into the corner, and incomplete. Had a tight
double covered that time by the Cardinals. Good coverage in the end zone. A little out of reach.
A very tight window right there.
Yeah.
It had been a perfect pass. One over the top, one behind. Short side of the field, so everything was working against you.
He's got 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. We'll see if he looks in that direction.
Third down. They can get a first. Lost one in the corner. Should have been picked off. Threw his hands off his headgear and incomplete.
Had a receiver in the end zone, but the ball was underthrown and almost picked off by the Cardinals.
So it'd be nice to get a touchdown, but you can get a first down around the 6-yard line.
But if you get a first down on the 6-yard line and fall inbounds, boo, that clock's going to be running with 30 seconds on the clock. You're going to have to call yourself a timeout. Do they have one? They have one timeout left.
Yeah, Revere really not scanning the field. That pressure's coming. He's looking one way and he's throwing it. They'll flush him out of the pocket. Looking for some help. Throws a lob into the end zone and again batted away. And the Cardinals defense does it again. Mustangs.
Boy, I'm telling you, he rolled out the right. He was looking for a receiver over the right side. He was starting to get pressure coming from the backers on the inside the field, and he just ran out of real estate and had to put it up in the air, and there was nobody home.
No, closest receiver was a defender. But anytime they have gotten Rivera off his spot, made him run, you know, good things happen to E.D. White's defense. And right there, they bent, but they didn't break. And with that, they're going to come away with the victory.
Or a bad snap right here in the victory formation. E.D. White's going to come up with their first victory tonight.
There you see the E.D. White sideline and the core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game. You know, this defense played a whale of a game, but individually, we have to look at the sophomore quarterback. Sternfields was 12 carries for 35 yards, 2 for 5 in the air for 30. Did enough to manage the ball game. A little help from his friends to pull this victory off. His first start as a sophomore. And look, Mustangs came to play. It was a good, hard-hitting contest. He took a beating, but he stayed on his feet.
Congratulations to him on a hard-fought ball game. You got to give it up to the Mustangs too. They were in the game all night long. It could have gone either way, but he did what was needed to bring his team to victory tonight.
So after a hard-fought game, both teams will come to midfield, shake hands, and E.D. White goes on the road for what should have been their home game and walk away with a 7-0 victory. We'll be back to wrap this up with the ATVCI.net postgame show after a word from our sponsors.
You're watching Friday Night Under the Lights, sponsored by AJ Doman, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwick. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Brashear Avenue in Morgan City. Cardiovascular Institute of the South, 1231 David Drive in Morgan City. Commitment to quality cardiovascular care through unparalleled expertise. Taco Bell. Visit your local Morgan City or Bayou Vista restaurants. And delivery now available with DoorDash. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. Guaranteed Title. Tell your home lender you want guaranteed title for your closing. When making the biggest purchase of your life, experience matters. Shawbills, proud supporter of local high schools in St. Mary and surrounding areas. We keep you rolling. Sheriff Blaze Smith, committed to maintaining excellence in law enforcement through courtesy, professionalism, honor, and respect. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. From our curb to yours, GJ Curbside. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. Coastline Wealth Group, life well planned. Conrad Shipyard, serving St. Mary Parish and the marine industry since 1948. Conrad wishes all our area teams good luck this season. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Visit one of our locations in Bayou Vista, Morgan City, and Amelia today. Stansbury and Associates, marine surveyors and consultants, offering a full range of services for recreational, commercial, and fishing vessels. Pelican Companies of America, your one-stop spot for all your rental needs. 985-312-5509. Vita Paint and Supply, specializing in interior and exterior house paint with great customer service. Allen's Communications, locally owned TV, cable, internet, and telephone service. Call 384-8335.
Back to the ATBCI.net postgame show. Boogers there alongside Lane LaRive. And Lane, just a 7-0 game, but they had everything you could ask for in a high school football game here tonight.
I tell you what, on both sides of football, it was just a slow, steady night. You know, we talked before about this 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what we saw all night. Not a whole lot of big plays on either side of the ball, hence the tight score and a close game.
Well, let's look at the final game statistics.
On the E.D. White side of the ball, E.D. White had 14 first downs. They had 192 yards rushing with 30 passing yards for a total of 222 yards. They had 3 turnovers, and they had 7 points off turnovers. On the Mustangs side of the ball, Mustangs had 11 first downs, 49 rushing yards, 155 yards passing for a total of 204 yards and 1 turnover. So it shows you 222 total yards to 204, close game all the way.
Aaron Alder goes down on the sideline there, and nobody could go home saying they didn't give it their all. Both teams played hard.
Without a doubt, Boo, both of these teams played hard from the very beginning all the way to the last play. And, you know, not a lot of offense, but enough to keep the game interesting. You know, you had a 7-0 ball game with big defenses, but enough offense to where it kept you interested in the game. I think an outstanding game tonight. Hats off to the Cardinals, but the Mustangs have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, we move on to the core physical therapy player of the game. It's number 12, the sophomore quarterback, Jake Sternfels. Did enough to keep his team in the game. You know, he had some errors, but for the most part, his first game, he played a good game. 9 different ball carriers carried the ball. He made some big runs, took some big hits, and he got up and took his team to victory.
Jake did what he needed to do at critical times in the ball game. Congratulations to him.
Next week, we'll be heading to Tiger Stadium. Morgan City taking on Kenner Discovery. Morgan City will be 2-0 going in this game, looking to extend their win streak to 3 games. So for Lane LaRive, Bill McCarty, Aaron Artigo, our girls in the truck, I'm Booger Zavvi saying so long from Assumption High School.
Thanks for the you for watching Friday Night Under the Lights. Sponsored by AJ Doman, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge in Berwick. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwick. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. Here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Brashear Avenue in Morgan City. Cardiovascular Institute of the South. 1231 David Drive in Morgan City. Commitment to quality cardiovascular care through unparalleled expertise. Taco Bell. Visit your local Morgan City or Bayou Vista restaurants, and delivery now available with DoorDash. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. Guaranteed Title. Tell your home lender you want guaranteed title for your closing. When making the biggest purchase of your life, experience matters. Shawbills, proud supporter of local high schools in St. Mary and surrounding areas. We keep you rolling. Sheriff Blaze Smith, committed to maintaining excellence in law enforcement through courtesy, professionalism, honor, and respect. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. From our curb to yours, GJ Curbside. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. Coastline Wealth Group, life well planned. Conrad Shipyard, serving St. Mary Parish and the marine industry since 1948. Conrad wishes all our area teams good luck this season. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Visit one of our locations in Bayou Vista, Morgan City, and Amelia today. Stansbury and Associates, marine surveyors and consultants, offering a full range of services for recreational, commercial, and fishing vessels. Pelican Companies of America, your one-stop spot for all your rental needs. 985-312-5509. Vita Paint and Supply, specializing in interior and exterior house paint with great customer service. Allen's Communications, locally owned TV, cable, internet, and telephone service. Call 384-8335.